a ghost. It's a ghost. No, it's Soraya. And then Soraya came. We're already on live, by the way.
Oh, it's?
Yes. She's like, no. Hello, people. Can you see if it's already like showing the...
Yeah.
Hello, people.
Oh no, you were there, Soraya. You're in there.
I'm not now.
I have some questions already that I got from my private messages from a guy that I will not say the name because he wants to keep his name on private. And he has been asking two important questions. He say, but I will not start straight with that. I first will wait for you to come. I'm in Spain, in Malaga. We have just been in a retreat this weekend in Crystal Inn community, beautiful place, and we have met also beautiful people there. And the ceremonies have been also once again really awesome. A lot of healing, and people going back home with happy faces. So welcome, and as you know, this is our Ayahuasca Talks number 5, and you can write here your questions to know about ayahuasca, shamanism, also other master plans like San Pedro, Cambo. I also know a little bit of Iboga, but not so much. I have tried. Hola Jonathan. Ya volaron Ay, Jonathan, los canarios ya fueron ya. Su mamá no los ha querido y los sacó de su nido. Gracias, Jonathan. Pero yo le dije a mi mamá que te contacte igual, si es que vuelven a nacer. Vas a ser el primero en recibir los canarios, no te preocupes. Somebody has write something in Greek and I don't understand. So you can write here in English or in Spanish, please. Then I can help you. Hello, Eterin. Yes, it was really nice location. We were in the mountains. And in which part of Malaga was the south part? Isn't it?
Yeah, it was in a valley.
Yeah, in a valley. It was really beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay. Then I start some the questions here that I have. Jonathan. This guy was asking me on a private message, what was the most difficult case for you when helping somebody using, your shamanic skills? How to put this in like humble words? It has not been, difficult like inside of the ceremonies in terms of that it's out of control, or that I cannot help a person in the process. It's not about that. The most difficult situation that I have found myself is when people come for help, and then when they get like the message that they were not expecting, they react aggressively, or they take it personally, or that they feel like they are under a kind of hierarchy, like they feel like below. For example, in this case, the shaman in the ceremonies or the healers that are there. But then I just remind them, like, you have been the person that has choose to come here, and there are, certain agreements that we have done between each other, and there are certain rules that we need to follow, and certain advice that we give to people to have the experience to be better for them. But in some cases, just people doesn't want to listen. They think that they know everything. So the most difficult cases I have to work with people is when they come with like big egos and they think that they know everything. And I never say like I know everything. I share what I know, and when I don't know something, I just say, no, I don't know. And always telling people like don't take anything personally or personal. What it comes to you, the message that comes to you, is not for me to be better. It's for you to be better, because it will not change my life. It will not make my life better or worse. It's your life, and as long as you want to keep lying to yourself, it's your stuff. And if you come, asking for guidance or what we can see to help you, and you are not really, ready to receive, but you just want to receive what you want to listen, then that's a different thing. So it's important that we are aware of our egos when we go to the retreats, and that, we are, we need also to trust the person that we are going to do the session. This is very important, because otherwise you get in this conflict of who knows the most, or this is better for me, or you don't follow the rules, and then it's just bad for the group of people that is there, that they are following and doing and committing, and just a person can come and spoil kind of the energy in that sense. Hello, Klaus. Klaus, he said, do you recommend Iboga? And if so, is there a place in Europe you can recommend? No, not too expensive. Klaus, please, how is that with the money? All the healers, they have a reason why they charge. But of course we need to, to also to check what we get from what we give, and also consider the expenses that the other side is having, of course. Well, the Iboga, it's a medicinal plant from Africa. It has its histories from the Pygmeos, and it's very, very good to heal, for example, heroin addictions. It in the 90% or 99%, if I'm not wrong, it can heal heroin addictions in one session. It restarts all the body cells, and it's a very strong medicine as well. You need to prepare yourself in a different way, like in ayahuasca, and also to check your body really good, like heart conditions, liver conditions, because Iboga really can kill you, like it can give you a heart attack. So you need to check very good what are your health conditions, because also nobody really knows which is the amount maximum that a person can take to have a heart attack with Iboga. But of course, there is always risk with every medicine that we take, and with everything in life. And Iboga, when that time that I tried, has brought me to a state different than ayahuasca. I kind of reconcile myself. I saw myself like a division. I saw the negative parts of me and the positive, and like very clear, and I could feel the light in me, and I could feel also at the same time what was the dark in me, and I could decide, I could make a choice like which ones I want to be, because it was not longer a possibility in that time in my life to be both, so I needed to choose. And after that, I remember I spent almost a month in silence. I just felt that words were not needed. Like the silence was so beautiful, and if we need to break the silence, we need to do it with words that are really worth it to do it. And after that, also a lot of things has changed in my life. It's also so strong that you cannot, for example, have an ayahuasca ceremony like a month after. You need to rest, because the Iboga can come back. Also, if you compare with ayahuasca, it's very different. With Iboga, it's like your body lost the sense of gravity, so you cannot really like move. Like with ayahuasca, you can still walk, and also the visions are very different. Like in Iboga are more vivid, but it's also very difficult to explain. Ayahuasca is also medicine that you can do regularly. It will not like take you to a space like in Iboga, because Iboga spirit like can really come back during the day in any second that you can not expect. It can come back. So it's a very strong plan, and it's important to know with who you are doing this medicine. And I always recommend it to people that has addictions and that they want to work with ayahuasca. I say like first go and try Iboga and check that you qualify to do the session, and then go and do ayahuasca after the time that is recommended. To continue now with different kind of spiritual development, like to go now like layer by layer. And I have some friends in Norway, and I recommend them to do, but I can give you that information by a private message, Klaus. Jack. Hello, Jack. Hello. Hello, Marcos. Greetings from California, he say. Okay, people. I will check the other question that I have here from the other guy. Actually, one of our members from the Taita Inti group is going to have a Iboga session next week. So I'm waiting for him to come back and to give me the feedback. And I will like, I didn't tell him this yet, but I would like to invite him and to have, a live video interview with him to
If he can talk.
If he can talk, to share his experience, his Iboga experience after he has done it. And then if he can, help us like comparing like how is ayahuasca and how is Iboga and explaining this better to us. I had done Iboga a long time ago, so some things I forgot. What is them? Here's another question that says, do you think people who take part in ceremonies should learn about ayahuasca first? I mean, reading other people's reports, or they should just prepare physically and being open to whatever happens, knowing it is good for them. He said like also he tried to avoid other people's reports before, but it was impossible and his mind was projecting things. Well, in my experience, how I got in touch with ayahuasca was actually through a documentary, a very short one. But for me, when I saw the documentary and how they were explaining, it was just, some like few parts that were important for me, that were about finding answers and the spiritual connection, and also that I felt like inside of me the calling to do it. So I think to spread information about ayahuasca and our experience is good, because there is so much also misinformation on the net, that I'd recommend, like if you have never tried, just if you feel that is something for you, don't do and go so much research and like reading other people's experiences, because this is like what is the word, impression?
Apprehension.
No, it's like like also like projecting. Then you will compare, but my experience was not like this person saying like that. It's like creating too much expectations. That's so if you feel like it's however the message from ayahuasca has come to you and you feel the calling, go and do it. And what is important, to research is like who is holding the ceremony, where is the ceremony, what kind of medicine they are using, where they are cooking the medicine, how many people is attending, how careful they are by selecting the people that is taking part in the retreat. So these details are most important than doing a deeper research about what is ayahuasca, because at the end of the day, when you do the retreat, when you do the ceremonies, you really will understand, and you also will notice that every experience is different from person to person, and also in your journey, every ceremony will be different. So it's not it's not something that we need to take as guaranteed. You know, when a person says, yeah, it's like this, it's like that, it's different from everybody. But the important thing is also to have an intention when you do, and then to take action, because to keep going to ceremonies and not doing what the message that you have received, the change that you need to do, not putting in action, then that's for me a pity, because this is about transforming yourself as well. Hello. Kate, say hello. Nice, Shamak.
Hey.
Hope you have fun, please. Jack asks, what do you think of smoking cannabis in combination with ayahuasca? Oh no. Personally, I have experienced a very positive depending of the inside. So, well, in the Amazon, a lot of shamans, and I also part of that group, we have experience with participants that has come that they have not been smoking marijuana in the retreats, but they smoke in their daily lives, that the combination of those energies are not compatible. It creates a lot of blockages in the mind or in the brain. A lot of people that smokes very often, they kind of have visions, and it's also like in the emotional level, marijuana is covering a lot of emotions that you need to process. It makes you feel good. It's like, I always say, like, it's like anesthesia for the soul, because it is like that, you know, when you have a, like, for example, a disease that is causing to you pain, or that you cannot like be able to move your hands. I think it's Parkinson. Mm-hmm. That is also, they use this, and it's for relax the nervous system. That's when you need, that's the property of the plant. There is not like good or bad plants, it's just that they have a function, and then we need to know if it's that what we need really, or we are just misusing a plant. And that's the thing with marijuana or cannabis, that is just covering the symptoms, the same like many other medications that we have already in our, you know, medical system. It's not really helping you to look deeper and and giving you the perspective that your life needs to have. It's like coloring everything like in rainbows and unicorns, and sometimes, you know, life is not just rainbows and unicorns. Life also can be tough, and yeah, can smash you sometimes. And it's important to know what we want in our life, what's our goal. And also I have noticed that people can experience like psychotic psychotic conditions, or identity loss, problems for focus, confusion. And I also have noticed that when people that smokes marijuana and then they go to ceremonies and then they do it there, it's like the marijuana helps them to activate, because they have become dependent of marijuana to do the certain part of the work. And it should not be like that. It should be enough with ayahuasca to have the experience that you have. And if you need marijuana to have the experience, then it's something that is not really, you know, working inside of you, because all the channels that you have needs to bring you to the state of connection without needing marijuana, for example. And it's the same with ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is preparing us that in the end we are not going to need it, that we can have clear answers about how to proceed in our life. Ayahuasca is a tool to clear us, to clean us, to take the blockages out, to give us information, and then like to empower us to believe in ourselves, because we have the capacity inside of us to do and to have a good life. What else? Life, yes. I have a wonderful ayahuasca experience. And also remember, this is my opinion. This is my opinion about and my experience with the marijuana plant. I say also, you know, to people, like, when you are older and then you have problems, and you have a lot of memories to enjoy, that is the time to do it. But if you are not there, marijuana it just kind of make you lazy, and you need action in your life while you're young, or you need to live. It's not just about disconnecting and feeling okay. It's, marijuana also can bring you to this state of avoiding life. Klaus say, what do you think about Santo Daime and other Christian syncretist religions using ayahuasca? I did it with them and I found it difficult, small doses, having to sit in church singing all the time. I have not had any experience yet with them, and sometimes people ask me about, my opinion about Santo Daime. I have here different like opinions and different experiences. I will not say really nothing about, because I have not been in their ceremonies. But if somebody knows somebody and they want to invite me, I can go. Because it's always nice to experience and to see how I don't know, on different kind of settings can work. Maybe it works for some people, and maybe it works for maybe it doesn't work for other group of people. The important thing is that when you do a ceremony, that you know what you're doing, that you're respecting the energies and the universal laws that are about honesty, transparency, working with the light, and you're respecting people. Because also it's a lot, of like religions that they abuse the positions of hierarchies that they have, and keep knowledge and not share it, and they don't share it. Sorry. So I will need to have experience with them to give a better opinion. Actually, I cannot read. There's some question. Hello, Glade. Fretzilla. Fretzilla is there.
Fretzilla! We miss you.
We miss you, Fretzilla. Greetings to Denmark. I heard that when you do a plant diet, that the reason you eat only simple food during the dieta is that the plant that you're dieting may get in use of other food, which has a personality. Is that right? No, it doesn't really get envious. Envious is envy, coming from envy. Yeah. No, it's about energy. It's about making a space inside of your body, so the plant that you are working with during the diet that has that space to integrate with you. And then every time, because you are open in that state, and you want to have a connection with this spirit, so everything that you put in your body while this time, while you are open, will interfere with the energy of the plant that you are dieting. So, for example, if you are dieting a plant that is to clear energies, and then you are eating a carrot, then also you are going to deal with the energy of a carrot. And so normally in the diets we are eating like food that doesn't have so much like high energy, like rice and lentils doesn't have so much. Yeah, it's just to makes you feel a little bit full, and also you are not eating too much of this, and also because it has a protein that doesn't let your body to lose so much muscles. And then the other way is just to do fasting, and that's the best diet that you can do, because then it's nothing else. It's just you and the plant that are working together, and then you receive most of the benefits as well. And you can also like make a short diet at them. Like if you do a 3 months diet at eating, you can have the same results if you do like 1 month diet at fasting. But of course you need also to have the conditions to do like for example, I can do that. But if you are already not so big, then it's important to check if it will be healthy for you to go and do 1 month diet that like just with water. Alina say, do spirits have personalities? For example, our spirit guides or other spirits that we meet during oh yes, they have personalities. Isn't it, Soraya? Yes, it's like the spirits of the plants, and also all the energies that are around us. It's like people. We are, for example, all belong to the same race, that is the human race, but we all has our own personalities and what make us unique. And it's the same with the plants. You can go to the forest and you can be in a forest with a lot of pine trees, for example. But if you look, they have the general characteristics, but they are different. And of course, the energies that they have are different. And also our spirit guide, yeah, they have different personalities, and also they come, according to what we need. So sometimes people have spirit guides that are very funny, others that are very strict, others like are very wise, for example. So yes, Alina, they have different personalities as well. Denise, hello, Denise. Adit is asking a very good question. She said, hey, I'm wondering about CBD oil. Is this the same blockages as THC, or is the spirit of marijuana that is not compatible with ayahuasca? Yeah, in general, it's the, I will not say like the spirit, but the energy. And that's not the same. Because, like marijuana has a completely different purpose like ayahuasca. In ayahuasca, you go in an inner journey where you need to be awake and to confront, sometimes your own demons, your darkness, your light, to break through. Also makes you have a purging process, and marijuana doesn't have these effects. For example, you don't really have a purging effect. You just, in most of the cases, what I have here is that you just feel good. And you just chill, basically. And yes, you are right when you say like when it's oil, it has completely different impact in your body than when you smoke it, because let's remember that there is this part in the magic that we call alchemy, and we have different kind of elements. When we smoke, for example, marijuana, we are using a part of our body that is one of the most important parts, our lumps, and we can't survive, for example, without eating, without drinking water for a while, but you cannot survive without breathing. So the way how you ingest a medicine and which body part impacts this energy, it's also important. When you consume, for example, the oil, then you are not killing the healing properties that marijuana has, as you do when you smoke it, because the heat of the fire is burning all these healing properties, and the experience is completely different. Like with the oil, for example, you can have a 8-hour journey or longer, and when you smoke, it's I don't know 1 hour, 2 hours, or something like that. So it's completely different. And also, it doesn't allow you really to want to do it very often when you do the oil, for example, because it takes so much energy to be in the energy for 8 hours that you don't want to do it often, because the next day you will be tired. But when you smoke it, then yes, after 3 hours you will want to smoke again, and then the next day, and like that. And also, I forgot something very important about marijuana. Marijuana is a master plan, and it gives you what you already have inside. So if you are not working in self-development, it will be a point when you feel stuck, when it's not growing anymore, when it's like something happening, when it's a block. But if you are like using it once in a while, the oil, and at the same time you are doing other kind of spiritual practices that are allowing you to grow, then your experience with marijuana will be very, 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 very different. Because it's important to learn how to work with the energies also before to go and use plants just because it looks easier or it doesn't look dangerous. So people needs to be mindfulness about how energy works and how it affects. Because we cannot see it, it doesn't mean that it's not happening inside of us something. One good question is, possible to be free from addiction, to leave behind all habits? Yes, it's possible, Bernard. But sorry. But to change anything in our life, either it's an addiction or an old habit, it's a start with the decision of changing, with a commitment, with planning, and with setting a goal in your life. I need water. Oh my God. Thank you. Sorry. So yes, it's possible, to heal, to leave behind addictions. But as I say, it's up to you. Of course, there are some kind of addictions that are already deep in the body, like for example, heroin addiction. Unfortunately, for all the problems that we have in our planet, we have a solution. So, for example, for Iboga, we have for heroin addiction, we have Iboga that is good for. Hello, Satimanta, Gonzalo. Gonzalo says, someone that used to smoke marijuana every day, but for years, but now stopped it for completely, like for a year ago. Well, the thing is, like when, for example, you smoke once marijuana, it's if you do a test of what is the test, THC, to see in the blood, it can show even after 6 months after you have smoked. So if you have been smoking, but now that you have stopped, for more than a year ago, it's good that you go in a detox process every day, and of course that you are not smoking anymore, and then to do probably some shamanic dietas with master plants to continue clearing that energy, and then after you are clear from that, then you can start like doing work with yourself. And this is also one of the things that happens with like people that comes to ceremonies or to retreats that has been abusing marijuana or not knowing how the energy is affecting or blocking them. It's that for us, then the work is like double, because we need to first clean the energy from the marijuana, and then after that we need to go and work with the problems that the person can have. So people, you need to be very aware what you're doing, because sometimes to experience this, to try this and there, and we are not aware of if the energies are compatible first between them and then with us. So if you want to find knowledge, if you want to explore, if you want to develop yourself, do it consciously, do it wisely, because at the end of the day, it's you that will get affected. At the end of the day, it's you that will have the problems, and that's why it's people that has dedicated their years of their life studying this energy, and that's why there are masters that are specialized in certain things. Otherwise, we will have shamans that does everything. But once again, that's why we have different kind of energies, and we need to see which energies are compatible with each other and also with ourselves. Hola, Alice. Hello, Liz. Oh, really good. You have a really good experience in South Africa. I'm very happy to hear. Yeah, the Madrecita is traveling all over the planet now. Margot say, hey, do you need a clear intention going in, or just keep your mind open for whatever the plans want to show? Well, to have an intention or to set an intention is important, like to have a certain kind of navigation or goal, but also if you cannot find an intention, you can just ask the plants, like you say, to be open, not just in your mind but in your heart, to give you what you need, because sometimes we go with intentions and we write lists with the things that we want, but sometimes what we want doesn't match what we need. So sometimes to have these things written are making us or helping us to be aware about our needs and about what we want, and like that also we start to know ourselves better. So yeah, both are good, to have intention or just to be open and to let the medicine to give you what you need. Yes. Hey, Stole. Yes, I say his name right. Jack. For 6 years, I did many sessions in the center diving. It was a period which teaches me a lot. The doors were opened and are still open, and although I did not drink for 7 years now. When in singing the Icaros, the connection is there immediately again. Okay, Jack, that's very beautiful. I would like one day to be able to join one of the sessions after diving. Of course, not just one. You need a couple before you can give an opinion about it. It's every ceremony different. It's asking Mac. Yes, Mac. Every ceremony is different. Well, for several reasons. One is like the people that is coming. It's different every time. For example, the energies of the place where you're holding change, and even though when you do like often in the same place, the time of the year can affect the energies in the ceremony, the moon cycles, the seasons, and the weather, and also the shaman itself. Even though when you go in ceremonies, with the same shaman, you will notice that the ceremonies are all the time different. Because as the shaman is also growing, the ceremonies are changing, and it will be kind of bored, if all the time will be the same experience. And I think it's different because everything that is happening in the ceremonies are teaching us something that we didn't know before, and also allowing us to kind of try what we have already learned. And sometimes we have a similar experience in some ceremonies, but if we have understood how to proceed, how to deal, how to work with energy, then we need to be able to move on or to change or transform what is happening in the ceremony. It's also the medicine, the way that has been prepared, the plant that has been added, that affects as well the energy. And also it's what we need, something. One day we can eat something, another day we can eat a different thing. Gonzalo says, when we are under ayahuasca experience, you can connect with other spirits beside of ayahuasca spirits. Is yes, which ones or what kind? You can connect with different kind of spirits, yes, apart from ayahuasca, because remember the ayahuasca is opening doors to different dimensions, to different places, and mainly depends of the energies that the shaman is calling. Normally the shamans are calling the spirits of the plants, and they kind of look like people but a little bit different. Also you can see the energies that are surrounding the place. So like if you're in a place where it's a lot of nature, or if you're in the jungle, you're going to meet the spirits that are living in that area. Also you will meet the spirits that you allowed to come. How I say that? The spirits that you allow to be permission. The spirits that you give permission that they get in touch with you, because in the spirit world there are laws, and they cannot interfere if we don't agree with it, and this is something that we need to remember. Once we agree with something, then it can happen. But during the ceremonies, the shamans are, checking what kind of energies are being bring in the ceremonies. And in my ceremonies, we like to make aware of people. We like to make people aware about the energies that they are calling, because sometimes they are not aware of what energies they are calling. But it's good, as facilitators, that you can tell people so that they can difference, like when they are doing good or when they are not doing so good in the connection or in the work while they are in the ceremonies. Ethan says, how about treating with oregano oil? Ethan, you need to explain for what is good oregano oil and what kind of diet that you are talking. Are you talking about the shamanic diets that we do in the Amazon to learn to clean or to heal, or the diet that is for preparation for the ceremony? Because these two are very, very different. Gonzalo, there is any way of cleaning sexual energies without being in a ceremony with medicinal plants? Yes, like not having sex for a while, for example, because then you allow your body, to do its own healing. And I think it's also crystals that you can use, meditation that are focused in certain points. Well, in this case will be in the, which chakra is the one that is connected with the sexual energies, the second chakra or the root chakra? The root chakra. So you can find also, tools that can help you to clean sexual energy. But of course, if you want to clean sexual energy, first you need to stop having sexual relationships just for a while, like I will say, like 6 months, and then to work these 6 months if you will not take medicinal plants to clear sexual energies. But in the medicinal plants that we have in the Amazon, we have, for example, Hergon Sacha that is very good to clear sexual energies. What happens the more you drink ayahuasca in one ceremony? What do you mean with that, Mike? What happens the more you drink ayahuasca in one ceremony?
Like if you just keep drinking it, do you get like really crazy or like more and more into the medicine, or like in outer space? Do you go traveling further in outer space if you keep drinking more and more?
No.
Instead of having 1 cup to 6 cups.
No, yeah, the amount that you drink in the ceremony, it really doesn't matter. You can drink a little, you can drink a lot, but it's mainly about your state of mind, how open you are in your heart as well. If you're a person that likes to control things, then the amount of ayahuasca will be just to put you in a state that we can break your mind, where your mind doesn't have control anymore, or when you have a lot of resistance or blockages. But once you are free of these problems, then the amount that you take, it needs to be less and less for every time that you do a ceremony, because the energy is already inside of you and you are just kind of waking it up. Exactly. I did say, I wonder, because I started using CBD oil for slowing down my ADHD and my memory, and it works great, but I also know that marijuana can block your vision when drinking ayahuasca. It is the same with CBD oil. I don't think so that is the same, and also depends of how often you use it, but no, it doesn't have the same impact as smoking the marijuana. But also, you can find other ways to completely balance yourself and to don't have ADHD anymore. and that you are not, you don't need to take, like, for example, the CBD oil every day or often. You can also find a way to heal, and then that where you don't need, to take anything. Because also that's another thing with marijuana, that it really doesn't like heal you if you need to keep taking it to maintain you in that sense, like to keep the symptoms relaxed. But if you don't take it, then the thing come back, and it really doesn't healing. In some cases, yes, like for example cancer, yes, but there are other things that is not really healing it, it's just covering the symptoms. I wonder because yeah, what is iboga? Iboga say that iboga is a plant from Africa, and it's good for people that has addictions, like a strong addiction, like with heroin or cocaine. And when you are in a state that you cannot, stop taking the drug, and these drugs in combination with ayahuasca is not good, but with iboga, it's not problem. Iboga helps you to reset all the body cells, so that the addiction from your body is completely erased. But it's also, a possibility that people also can die in the ceremony. That's why it's important to be checked your health conditions before going to have a iboga session. And also you can heal addictions with ayahuasca, but it takes longer time to do it. With iboga, is like what I think in addictions with this, which is the biggest problem, is like there is a point where your body is asking you. It's like not anymore the problem that you have, but it's just your body that you are not able to function anymore without it. And then in these cases, then iboga is good because it's less sufferment for the people that is addicted. With ayahuasca, you still having some cravings to do, and it's like I say, it takes longer time. But once you have done like a session with iboga and you can reset this from your body, then you can use ayahuasca to just go and continue working with the root of the problem, what has originated the addiction in the first place, and to heal all the the period of time when you were abusing the drugs, and of course then learning for continue with your healing processes. Margot. Okay, Margot. Boris. Hola, Boris. Mac. What things you can give for helping people to keep focused during a ceremony when there are a lot of distractions? Well, I call, like, when people say to me, no, I cannot have my journey because it was a lot of distraction, that's excuses. If you want to focus, you focus. And there is not, the tips I give normally is like focus on your breath and empty your mind and set your intention, relax. Find a comfortable position. For some people it's good to be sitting, for some people it's good to laying down. But you need to listen your body. If you start to your mind, like, it's a sound here, is a sound there, I cannot focus because of that, that's not, that's just excuses. So maybe practicing some meditation also, it helps. Mustafa say, in case I cannot reach you for an ayahuasca ceremony, what should be the things to look for a good shaman? I was saying that a little bit before. When you want to attend a ceremony, it's important to know, like, who is holding the ceremony, what kind of preparation has this person, if they have done the dietas, the training, and the minimum that in my experience, it's like the person needs to have done like 1 year of a dieta. But even though doing that doesn't really warranty you. Mm-hmm. That's right. Warranty somebody, that they will be shamans. So to read, their backgrounds, where the ceremony will be held, how many people will come, if they are cooking their own medicine, from where they are getting this medicine is from ayahuasca farms, or that they are buying online, or they don't know from where it's coming. For example, the ayahuasca that we use it from farms that we know that the ayahuasca will be planted again back, and then we also like to go and first have a cleaning. So we do, and we go to the Amazon and we do our dietas, and we like also to have the ayahuasca fresh, and we cook it there during all the time that we are also purifying ourselves. My English is excited with my Spanglish. Ah, yes. What else we will say, like, for people to check if they want to go to ceremonies, people?
Email us.
Email us. Mac. Well, I don't know, I think it's also important to feel confident and to have trust in the person that you will go, because this is like going to surgery. And even deeper, because it's like your soul that it will go under a surgery. And that's why I like to have like contact with the people, that I can feel them and they can feel me, and that they feel comfortable, and especially that they find trust and they're able to open and do the work that is need to be done in a so short period of time as we have, here in Europe, with the lifestyle that people has here. Hola, Roger. Roger is online.
Hola.
Hey. Hello, Neil. Germina. It is possible that I found 2 plants of ayahuasca in two different very sacred places in Thailand, considering that the weather is the same. I don't think it can be so impossible. Actually, when I was in Philippines, I was thinking like it's probably ayahuasca here, but nobody knows. Because also, like in Philippines, the shamanic knowledge has been kind of erased, because they have been conquered several times by the Spanish and then the English people, and then I don't remember who else was there. I think the Americans. But yeah, I think it's very possible. The how to know is to cook it, but also, when you cut the vine, you need to see that is the flower of life. Yeah, some people knows how the vine looks like, and when you cut the vine, there is a special pattern in the vine. You can check on Google how it looks like, and it looks like a flower. So if when you cut it and it looks like that, then for sure it's ayahuasca. But for be 100% sure, then you need to cook it. But also, I'm not sure if it's similar vines like ayahuasca that they can be poisoned. So better take it and do a check, I don't know, in some laboratory to see that it's not like poisonous, or what kind of plant is. That's the safest way, I think, before cooking it. And then you will not. But I don't think that it's so impossible to find in ayahuasca in places where the weather is similar. Okay, it's almost an hour, right?
10 more minutes.
10 more. No, it's 6 minutes.
I've got a delay.
Huh?
I have a delay.
You have a delay. Okay. Okay. Hello. It's me. One more question. What else we can add? Okay. If in 1 week I'm able to be in UK and we are not having any events on that Sunday, then I will like to introduce one of the members of our team, and to interview her and her experience. But she doesn't want to do it today because we didn't prepare anything and we are a little bit tired. But for the next week, we will see if we are going to do this, and we are going to say it on also Facebook, that you prepare with time. I think say oregano oil like natural penicillin for treating flu-like syndrome. Yeah, I think oregano is okay to before or after ayahuasca. Yeah, no problem with oregano. Denise, is ayahuasca hard on the liver? If you have damaged liver, is bad. It is bad to drink ayahuasca. Um, yeah, it's a hot medicine, the ayahuasca, but that's why there are some recommendations to prepare yourself, and mainly the food that you avoid, like fats and, like for example, lactose. What is the name of milk?
Dairy.
Dairy, are actually to help your liver, that it has less work and that it doesn't get too much work when you are going to drink ayahuasca. So if you are going to have a ceremony and you have like liver problems, then try to take a time like to prepare yourself like 2 to 3 months before, so that your liver is rest when you are going to do ayahuasca. And also it's important when you are doing the ceremony, and yeah, some shamans are not agree with drinking water during the ceremonies, but for me I think it's a very important element to drink water in the ceremonies, because our bodies are 17% water, and the water allowed us to clear the body, and also to bring like a new vibration for the energy to settle better when we do the ceremonies. Sabine is asking, how do you communicate with people during the retreat? Are they awake or do they sleep? And do they remember speaking English if it's not their mother tongue? Well, so far we didn't have problems with the language communication like in English. But yeah, they cannot be sleeping. They are awake when we are doing the retreats. And sometimes when people are very deep but having a different kind of process, they can kind of forget their languages. But fortunately, in the countries that we go, it's always people that are native speakers, so that they can translate if, in case that these kind of situations can happen. Okay, Adit has says like she do it because it's not very often she can do to ayahuasca ceremonies. Then Adit, it will be good, if you want to get rid of this problem or to fix it or to heal it, that you plan in advance. And then if you want to go to Peru, find a good place where you can go and do like a retreat or a dieta. And I don't know how severe is your situation. I will need like to talk with you to recommend you like 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, so that you can plan and then go and do it once and for all. And then when you need to go to like ceremonies in Europe, that is just to continue learning or clearing other stuff, but not longer that problem. So it's up to you, that you take the decision and then you do the arrangements to do and do this work. Because remember that it's not ayahuasca that is the only one doing the healing. There are other master plants that are also specialized in other, in certain problems that we can have. And when ayahuasca is like not able to help you, then it's these other plants that in combination also with ayahuasca helps you to get rid or to clear. Because when you go and do diets, you are clearing and opening more and more, so that the ayahuasca can work better for you. So again, it's not like the ayahuasca cannot really fix, but it's more about to clear you more, so that the ayahuasca can work better inside of you. And that this has the support from other plants that are also specialized, for specific problems. Because we have a plan for everything. Like people that cannot focus, has concentration problems, there are plans for that. People that has problems with feeling emotions, we have plans for that. People that wants to, like we were talking about, clearing sexual energies, there are plans for that. To develop more confidence, to clean energies, to protect. There are plants for everything. Mag is posting our events, by the way, there. Yeah, so now it's time for a commercial. Mag,
Yes.
Mag, when is our events? In 2 weeks?
The next one is in 2 weeks on the 31st of
Our
March.
next
Scotland.
event is in 2 weeks, the
1st of March,
31st of March in
Scotland.
Scotland, and then the next is in England, right?
To the 9th of April, England.
And the 5th to the 9th of April in England. And I also have a new page, it's my blog, where I have been putting together. I will start putting more. At this moment, I think it's more than 10 articles that I have been writing the last 3 years during this journey in my Facebook and in different groups. So I'm like putting all together in one space so people can access, and there it's all organized there. Also, this video Ayahuasca Talks, you can find it there. Icaros, and not only articles connected or related with ayahuasca, but also personal experience, and also other kind of master plans. But it's about ayahuasca, shamanism, self-development in general. So I invite you to visit. Mag is posting in the comments. Is in the name Naisha blog.
And then the retreat dates underneath it.
Yeah, and then Mark also has posted in the comments the events, where the dates and the countries. Thank you, Say. Hey, Sandrita. Hey, Denise. You have been already in Peru for 6 weeks. And you went there to heal this problem with ADHD? Then you need longer time, or I don't know how your problem has improved after these 6 weeks. But if you would like, you can contact me on private, and then we can speak about it. Oh, I have somebody else. Okay, people, really nice to be with you. It's already 1 hour, and we have one question more. Gonzalo says, the spirits of ayahuasca or San Pedro during the ceremonies, they can see or sense everything about us, like dreams, problems, or they just know what you allow them to see, like intentions or our feelings in that moment. When you are connected, there are not place for hiding. There is not place for lying. It's like when you're one with the universe, you become transparent. That's why there is not place, in ayahuasca to lie to yourself, and where you are able to see your true colors. So plants like ayahuasca and San Pedro has developed, a higher consciousness where there is not place for this. They don't have it, and therefore, when we get in touch, also we just, go open like a book, so that they can read us. Otherwise, they will not be, able to help us, because then we can cheat all the time. Kind of, isn't it? And it's not like we don't allow them to see, it's like just that we don't want to recognize that we have a problem. So it's us that we are not allowing ourselves to see. Hello, Eddie. He says, he's asking Eddie, what happens if someone is following the recommended diet, but they find that they are going insane during ayahuasca ceremonies? What you will recommend? What I don't know now what you say, like going insane during the ceremony. You mean because the diet is too hard, or it just because it didn't help you? I don't know. Or what has happened in a ceremony that you feel that you are going insane? Because then it can be like not connected with the diet, but it can be connected with other things. Like if you have entities that are attaching you and that are feeling at making you feel that you are going insane, or if you are having what is interference with other energies, like if you are using other kind of plants like mushrooms or other drugs that can create like a conflict with ayahuasca, and of course, then in your brain it will affect you, and then you will feel like you are going insane. What other things can well, the other thing can be like that you have I don't know, from the family, a tendency to have mental problems, so that needs to be checked, and then to see if ayahuasca is suitable for you, or if there is another plant that can help you first and to balance you before going to do ayahuasca. Priscila, gracias. Priscila say Maglicious.
Yeah.
Okay, people. See you next Sunday and at 8 p.m. And remember that we are doing now this every Sunday. So even if you are going to other people's ceremonies, I'm here more than happy to help you. And you can always, feel welcome to write your questions. And if I cannot answer you immediately, I will have it in mind, and then I will answer you on the video on Sunday, so other people can also learn from it. If you agree with that, of course. I will not share your name if you write me on private, but I can share the question.
Where can they write
and
to
the
you
answer.
for more information?
On my Facebook, and if you want more information about the retreats, you can write about in info at taitainti.com. You can also visit our Facebook page, Taita Inti. There we have all the events, or my blog, naisha.blog, I think it's like that. And there, as I say again, we have the videos there and more articles, and I will keep updating that page. And also we have the group Ayahuasca Shamanism, where we also share articles that we have write and other information. So I'm very happy. Thank you so much for your time, for being here, and for wanting to listen, and also to share with you the questions that you have. And I'm happy that I can answer with the little that I know. And see you soon. Hey, Guillermina, Rocío estaba muy bien. Ya creo que te ha dicho. Te mando muchos saludos. Ciao. Bye. Hey do. Adio. How is in French? Ciao.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. I say it in 6 languages. Now how I finish. Okay.